Kia ora, Scorpios, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, Jupiter. Thanks for joining me today. We are in the betwixt and between what has been the full moon in Scorpio. We are coming into a new moon in Taurus. So I'm coming in between times. We're trying to keep the readings a little bit more succinct. Take what resonates as per usual and leave what doesn't, Scorpios. So thanks for joining me again. Let's see what the storyline is today. We've got a rock, mineral and crystal card that I'm just pulling for you. I can't see what it is, but we'll pull a card and pop it there and pull it out at the end. So let's see what's on the storyline. As we always say, and we shall talk about it, and I always go through and clarify, but I am trying to keep readings a little bit shorter. It can only be that way, really, on this platform. But we've got some big cards. We've got some biggies here for you, Scorpio. Let's just go through, and we do go, and I will clarify with my Morgan Greers. We've got the Chariot coming out. The Chariot is a here this sort of new beginning. It can only move, works in motion. It's creating as it goes, coming from the formless seas of the great mother, I suppose, those salty seas, yet to be given form from. So we've got this Chariot. It's pretty strong. Someone out there is feeling pretty good, I think, at the moment. I say that because, and I'll hold them up here, we've got the Chariot and the Thoth deck, beautiful card here, holding that world disc. The only way the Chariot moves and creates as it goes is because of this incredible balance. So it's natural, the concept of natural law is a natural balance, is it not? We then have the 10 of Cups, the ultimate in emotional satisfaction here. There's something very fruitful, something that you're involved in that's really giving you a lot. And it's a process, but it's giving you a lot of potential emotional happiness, satisfaction, all of those sorts of things. We've got the Emperor coming up next, looking across to the Chariot and to that 10 of Cups. The Emperor, a strong seat, a strong position. You may well be dealing with someone who has sort of emperor-like qualities, or this whole scenario, whatever's going on here for you, Scorpio, is bringing those sort of authority, self-determination, those wonderful things. Autonomy is really bringing out those things in you at this current time. We'll peel the onion layer back, of course. And then another big kahuna, the Hierophant. The Hierophant is what was once called the Pope, a sort of structure, just as the Emperor represents structure. Sometimes a constriction or a restriction, understanding those things that we deal with, those sort of Saturnian things. And yet it's you're working with it. It's not degrading your level of happiness or your feelings of expansion, Scorpio. Actually, paradoxical, constriction, restrictions, dealing with those is a great art, isn't it? Whilst retaining that feeling of I've sort of been in control of it somehow, even though sometimes, a lot of the time, we're not. But we are in control of how we deal with restrictions, contractions, those kind of things. So it's kind of interesting. Let's clarify. Let us clarify the Chariot for Scorpio, this movement. Is it quite successful? 6 of Wands. It is, yes, successful here. What we had the 3 of Swords coming out at the same time. Because there's an overcoming here. Whatever this has been in your life, as I say, always take what resonates, leave what does not. So a very lovely, lovely, lovely 6 of Wands here. It's a great card. We are seen to be quite valuable, actually, in terms of what we have done, what we are doing, and maybe what we've overcome here for you, Scorpio. So it's an achievement has occurred. Can't remember what it was, what your reading was the last time, but I think it was quite interesting. I think there was a mystery that only you could solve, and I think you've solved it as we look at the story, the line today. Well, I'm just talking here, we get the 8 of Swords, a card of self-limitation popping out, so it may well be, you know, we often do hurt ourselves with our own levels of restrictions that come through from our fear, whatever, that stop us from doing what we want to do, need to do, choose to do. So we are looking at the 10 of Cups for Scorpio. Yeah, you've overcome something here. Scorpio, you've understood it within yourself. As is that old adage, know thyself. The High Priestess. The height of intuitive knowing, understanding. We go inward here. And sometimes the information is not, how could you say, it just comes when you're ready for it. Excuse me, Scorpio, it comes when you're ready for it. There's a power house in here with all these big cards, you know, the Hierophant, the Emperor, the Chariot, the High Priestess, and now we have the Star. There's a healing that's gone on here because you have surrendered to something. Surrender to something. You know, sometimes we try and figure out why something's happened or why things happen or whatever. There's a point. As if we think, okay, well, if I understand this, I will start moving in the right direction if I understand this. But sometimes, funnily enough, if we just let that sort of dissolve and surrender to this idea that, yeah, the sky's clear at a certain point. The mists disappear at a certain point. We can go and fly high again, Scorpio. So the beautiful card of surrender with the Star. It's an Aquarian card. It's a source of knowledge which you have figured out. High Priestess, the Star. A higher, how can I put it? A connection to the wider cosmos, to a higher force within your life. You've understood, you've surrendered to that. Let's just look at the Emperor, Scorpio, if this makes any sense. It seems to be about empowering yourself by surrendering for a period to heal. It's like a repetitive thing that occurs in our lives, isn't it? Constantly, like a cycle. We're looking at the Emperor for Scorpio, please. Okay. This is a softer Emperor. It's a powerhouse, and yet with the Empress, a nurturing. You know, instead of forcing something, it's been encouraged and gently expanded, is what I see. This beautiful nurturing qualities, the mothering, the creative qualities of the Empress. There could be a power couple here, Scorpio. We're looking at the Emperor, we get the Empress. We've got a really good balance between what is deemed to be the sort of masculine and what is deemed to be the feminine. It could represent a whole many aspects of any given situation. And then we have the religious, well, spiritual, not religious aspect. When we see that Hierophant here, we've got the Ace of Wands. There's a strong drive. We're talking fire here. We're talking will and the power to work it, use it, honour it. Just one more card, please, for that Hierophant. A mentor, possibly, here. There's something pretty lovely. The Sun. The Sun for you, Scorpio. Let's get a little pixie and fairy from Brian Fruits, Fairy Oracle. As an overview, as a card, just to give you a glimmer. You're working things pretty well here. Look, I think there's a wonderful thing about not ruminating too much. We've got the Pook. It's very fluid. Could say sort of like a, you know, from any second. What I do see is from any second. What I do see is an endless. What do they used to call it? Blotting paper. So you've got this ink that's just kind of morphing and shifting and changing and spreading out and moving that way and moving this way. This is what, it's a shape-shifting, moving scenario, which is nice. Okay, we come to rock, mineral, crystal. I don't know what it is, Scorpio. What is it? Wow, very appropriate considering that full moon that's just passed was in your sign of Scorpio. Scorpio, I need my glasses, that's what I'm looking for. Moonstone, female fertility, calming emotions, attracting new love, growth. As I said, expanding, moving, shifting situation at this current time. This beautiful stone, moonstone. On that note, Scorpio, thanks for joining me. Do like, share, subscribe, comment. All of that stuff helps these videos to be seen by more people. So thanks again. We'll see you next time. Okay. Ka kite. Bye.